Sorry, I just wanted to try that out. It really has nothing to do with anything in this video, I just did it because I can. And now that I've asserted my dominance and grabbed your attention, welcome to, whatever this series is called, and will eventually be named as soon as I find a good idea.
Oh my god!
But basically it's a series where I show you a breakdown of my Phonk beats, which uses samples from already existing content, like video games, anime like One Piece.
Oh no.
Which you should definitely check out my last video where I talked about my One Piece Phonk beat if you're a fan of One Piece, and if you're a fan of Chopper, and if you're a fan of curing Pirate King cancer. Today I'll be covering my latest Bleach Phonk beat, which samples the song Days of the Past from the anime, obviously. And for this beat, I used vocals from the song Walk It Talk It from the Migos featuring Drake. The reason why I chose Bleach in the first place is because the anime is coming back. Unfortunately, it's a long time from now, like around fall I think, but I don't know, just thinking about Bleach returning this year got me really excited and I thought I should honor its eventual comeback. So before we dive into the breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy more content like this. Aside from cutting parts of the song to make some loops and adjusting the song to the tempo of the vocals, which is 136 BPM, I really didn't do much at all. Actually, it kind of sounds like I did a lot, but it's not a lot. Just added some reverb using Valhalla Vintage Reverb. Not a whole lot because the sample already has some. Did some EQing by taking out some of the lows and highs and added a 3D filter to sidechain the kick to it. One thing before I talk about the drums and bass, I applied this cool plugin called Halftime, which basically slows down and cuts the speed of the sample by half just to give the intro of the song a trippy vibe and, build up to the drop. For the kicks, I picked up this Phonk kick. Then I went into the envelope settings and lowered every knob down except for the hold. Then I turned down the hold knob just a little bit to essentially create a sine wave. I use this process for basically all of my drums to tighten them so that way they hit harder. And on the mixer, I applied a mixing technique called parallel compression, or sometimes referred to as New York compression, named after its place of origin, Canada.
Hey!
I do this by creating 2 extra tracks, one dry and one wet, and I send the signal of the kick to each of those tracks. The dry kick track is simply a dry unprocessed kick, and the wet kick track is where the kick signal is compressed using whatever compression plugin you have available. In this case, I'm just using a stock compression plugin. And basically the idea is to blend the dry unprocessed kick signal with the wet compressed kick signal in order to get a punchy kick without sacrificing the kick's transience or saturation or warmth, whatever you want to call it, to get a rich sound. For the snares, I picked out 2 snare samples and layered them together. I also picked out a low snare sample so I can make those crazy snare rolls everybody loves in Phonk. For the hi-hats, I picked out 2 hi-hat samples. Normally I have one hi-hat sample play at a steady constant beat, while I save the crazy hi-hat tricks for another one that's got a more sharper sound to it. For the perks, I used 2 percussion samples throughout the song. Some parts were just only one playing, while other parts had both playing at the same time. For the bass, I picked out this really nice sounding one that's got a good amount of sub and harmonics that I like and made some patterns with that. For the vocals, I added some delay, not for the entirety, just parts of the song, and some compression and EQing, and a little bit of reverb and a 3D limiter so I could sidechain the kick to the vocals. You don't have to sidechain vocals to every Phonk track. Some songs do, some don't. It's your preference. And yeah, that's pretty much it, so thanks for watching. Oh, fuck. Obviously, this can't be a Chaos Studio Phonk beat without that. There's not much to the pianos, they're just there as backup for the melodies from the sample. I did add some piano melodies as a counter to the flute, which I thought were pretty fun, trying to create this back and forthness between the piano and sample. And now, we can finally conclude this video. This was a lot of fun to make. I actually think this is probably one of my better beats in terms of mixing, especially with the kicks. Like whenever I come back to the song, it's so the beat can kick me in the face. Or ears. Either way, kinky stuff.